Hello guys, this is Jacko from MuddyTigerOutdoors. Today we're taking the video or filming from the bathroom and the reason for that is because we're going to be sharpening a knife, and I'm going to show you my method. I'm going to show you what works for me and the way I sharpen my knife. So for today's video we're going to be sharpening the CRKT The Natural knife. I've had this knife for a couple of weeks and it came really sharp right out of the box. It's still razor sharp, but I just kind of want to show you how I sharpen my knives. So stick around, I'll show you how to do it. So here's what we're going to use today. I have a whetstone here and it has two sides, one fine and one coarse. I usually stick with the finer side because I really don't have the need to put a new edge on a blade, or I haven't had the need for that. So that's been soaking for about, I don't know, probably 5 minutes just to kind of absorb some of the water. There's a knife, and I just kind of put a towel just to kind of give the stone a little bit more grip so it's not sliding around. And over here I have a leather belt, and I use the untreated side that it's a little bit rougher just to kind of strop it. I apologize if the bathroom seems a little bit messy. But anyway, let me show you how to do this. Alright, so now that we've taken the stone out of the sink after it's been soaking for a little while, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our knife, and you can actually put a little bit of a mark along the edge with Sharpie. You don't have to do that. I kind of used to do that at the beginning, just to kind of see the places where I've actually shaved some of the material to sharpen it. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. Alright, so we're going to grab our Sharpie. Make sure your blade is dry. And we're going to mark along the edge, just a very thin, very fine line. You don't have to get too creative or too fancy. Don't worry if you get some on the blade, the area where you're not going to sharpen. That's okay. Sharpie always comes off with a little bit of alcohol. So just along the edge. It's totally okay if you're a little bit messy. Just try to get the area where you want to put in a sharper edge on your knife. So when you're done, it's going to look something like this. Just a little bit of Sharpie, and then in the other side. Right about there. Okay, so you can go and put your Sharpie away. Now the important thing to this is make sure you do it with both hands. You want to keep a good stable motion. Usually the good way to measure your angle, you want to keep about a 20-25 degree angle on this type of knife. So you put it completely across the stone, and then you go halfways, and then you go half of that, and that's usually, depending on your blade, once again, that's usually about 20 to 25 degrees. The important thing also is to make sure that your stone is completely flat, and I bought this one off I think it was Home Depot. Make sure it's flat. The way I flattened this or made it 100% flat is by just grinding it against the pavement or against another stone, and you grind it over and over until it gets flat. So let's get started. So once we got our angle figured out, so like I said, we go here, half of that and half of that. You can actually do the entire blade in one motion, or if your blade is typically a little bit longer, you want to do it in two motions. So you do half of the blade and then the other half of the blade on the second pass. We're going to start right about here, and we're going to try to make kind of a curve or half a circle over to the right, like this. So we're going to start from here, putting light pressure. We're going to try it again. Something like that. So that's 3 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's 10 passes. This is kind of what it looks like. Most of the Sharpie markings are off. There's a little bit right here on the tip, which means that I wasn't probably putting enough pressure on that. Something like that. Now most of the Sharpie is gone. Now we're going to do the same thing with the other side. So we're going to flip it in same motion. Alright, so this is sort of what it looks like after the first passes on either side. So we can try it again. Now at this point you may not redo the Sharpie. Most of the Sharpie is gone, and that kind of gets you an idea if you have your angles right. So let's try it again on the other side, and at this point I also like to put a little bit more water on the stone. Just get it nice and wet. I'm going to try the other side. Again, first side. Okay, not too bad. Now we're going to do the other side. Alright, so now once you're satisfied with what you've done with the whetstone, now it's time to strop it. Now for the stropping part, you have to be careful not to cut this way where the blade is. You have to cut away in an upwards motion. If you go this way, obviously you're going to cut through your piece of leather or your belt. So you want to make sure you go against it like that. And you have to make sure you do cover the entire length of the blade, just like this. Just nice and smooth. Basically what this does, it removes the burr that you get whenever you sharpen with a stone, and it also refines the edge a little bit better. Alright, so this is after stropping, and obviously the camera's not going to pick up what the edge looks like, but let's see if it's sharp enough to shave some hair. Let's take a look. Yep, definitely sharp enough to shave hair off your arm. I'm not going to do that to my entire arm, so now it's going to look like I have some kind of mange or some kind of disease. Let's test it on, let's see about this cardboard. Let's see how it'll cut it. Okay, that's pretty thick cardboard. It's going right through. Fairly easy. Now let's test it with paper. Alright guys, so there you go. It's a quick and easy way to resharpen your knife. You can really take a long time to refinish or resharpen your blade. There are a lot of different methods. This is just kind of one that I use every now and then. I have a better method to put a better edge on my knife, and I'm probably going to refinish this blade with that method, just kind of make sure that I get it super razor sharp for you know, for the week ahead. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Once again, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and I'll see you guys in the next video.